She was a global superstar, glamorous, fearless, and utterly unforgettable. But when Eartha Kitt opened her mouth inside the White House, everything changed. Her words shocked the First Lady, silenced the room, and destroyed her career overnight. Decades later, the truth about what she really said is finally coming out, and it's more powerful than anyone knew. By the time Eartha Kitt stepped into the White House in 1968, she was already a legend. With her sultry voice, feline charm, and unshakable confidence, she had conquered music, film, and television. From her hit song Santa Baby to her unforgettable role as Catwoman in Batman, Eartha had become a symbol of sophistication and power. But behind the glamour, she was a woman unafraid to speak her truth even when the world wasn't ready to hear it. That fateful day came on January 18, 1968, when First Lady Bird Johnson invited a group of women to the White House for a luncheon to discuss youth crime and juvenile delinquency. It was meant to be a polite, upbeat event filled with small talk and public smiles. But when Eartha Kitt was given the floor, she didn't play along. Instead of offering pleasantries or vague platitudes, she spoke from the heart, and what she said sent shockwaves through Washington in front of the First Lady, reporters, and several high-ranking officials. Eartha passionately criticized the Vietnam War, connecting it directly to the struggles of young Americans. "You send the best of this country off to be shot and maimed," she said, her voice steady but trembling with emotion. "They rebel in the streets because they don't understand why." The room fell silent. The women around her shifted uncomfortably. Lady Bird Johnson was visibly stunned for a moment. Eartha Kitt, a black woman, an entertainer, had broken one of the unspoken rules of Hollywood and politics: never make powerful people uncomfortable. And she had done it inside the most powerful house in America. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Within hours, news reports painted Eartha as rude and ungrateful. She was accused of embarrassing the First Lady. Some papers even called her a menace. Behind the scenes, the Johnson administration took things further. Declassified documents later revealed that the CIA began monitoring her, labeling her a potential security risk. Practically overnight, Eartha Kitt's career in the United States was destroyed. She was blacklisted from television and film. Concert bookings vanished. Hollywood producers suddenly lost interest. The woman who once captivated millions was now being silenced for daring to speak truth to power. But Eartha refused to back down. "The truth is like a lion," she would later say. "You don't have to defend it. Let it loose, it will defend itself." So she left America and began performing in Europe, where she was embraced with open arms. Audiences in Paris and London adored her, while the U.S. tried to erase her. The rest of the world celebrated her courage. It would take years before America was ready to welcome Eartha Kitt back. In the late 1970s, her reputation began to recover as the cultural tide shifted. When she finally returned to Broadway in Timbuktu, in 1978, she received a standing ovation, proof that her voice, both literal and symbolic, could never be silenced. Decades later, when Eartha spoke about that infamous White House luncheon, she stood by every word. "I spoke for those who couldn't," she said. "I didn't mean to cause trouble. I meant to tell the truth." Looking back, historians now see that moment not as a scandal, but as an act of bravery. She had challenged a war and a system that punished women, especially women of color, for speaking their minds. When Eartha Kitt passed away in 2008, tributes poured in from around the world. She was remembered not just as a singer, actress, and icon, but as a woman who used her voice when it mattered most. What she said inside the White House may have cost her everything, but it also cemented her place in history as one of the few who dared to speak truth in a room full of power. Her courage reminds us all of one simple fact: sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is tell the truth.